Valley, the last of 3 major festivals. And of course, we'll have a look at your full weather forecast. So join us, please, at 5 p.m. right here on NBC Palm Springs News First. Don't know.
Live.
Let's not forget that we have to do these after. I'm Thalia Hayden. Coming up next on Midday News, a Cathedral City man recovering after a shooting and attempted kidnapping at his home. We'll have the details. Plus, a dead body next to a vehicle in Indio. What we're learning about this situation. Jerry.
Yeah, a lot of sunshine again today with middle 90s for the Coachella Valley. We'll see some triple digits very soon. Also, not very windy right now, but the winds will pick up. I'll let you know when. Full forecast and 7-day on the way.
This is NBC Palm Springs News First.
Thank you so much for joining us for Midday News. I'm Thalia Hayden, along with Jerry Steffen. The second day of May.
Yeah, and festival season is over.
It's over. They're moving on out. Actually, we were going to get to you, but why don't we just check outside real quick while you're sitting here with me, because we said around this time the traffic would pick up with stagecoach festival goers exiting the valley, and it looks like that is happening as we thought. Moving slowly on the 10, but not as bad. Yeah, not as bad. Yeah. From when there was Coachella weekend 1 and 2. So.
And the weather was okay, a little bit above average, but we stayed away from the triple digits, and we'll be in that category at least for our near future, because later this week triples are coming back, folks.
Oh, boy. All right. We'll hear more about that. But first, we have something new at 11 for you. Police still looking for a suspect who attempted to kidnap and shoot a man in Cathedral City at his home. Police say it all happened near the 3700 block of Palo Verde Drive. The man was rushed to the hospital Sunday, but he is expected to be okay. The suspect is an acquaintance of the victim, but police are working to confirm his identity and his whereabouts. And this photograph was sent to us by a viewer. It happens to be a dead body to the right of your screen laying next to a vehicle. Now, the photo was taken just before midnight on Avenue 49 near Violet Street. We are following up with Indio Police to get more details and are awaiting their call. When we do, we will bring you the very latest. And according to the Riverside County Fire Department, there's been a deadly crash near Moreno Valley. This accident happened last night around 11 p.m. on Gilman Springs Road. 3 vehicles were involved. 1 person died at the scene. 5 others were treated for moderate injuries. Fire department had to extricate them from that vehicle. There is an ongoing investigation into what led up to this crash. An Indio man killed over the weekend after his vehicle went off the road on Highway 74. We all know that route going up to Idlewild there. Investigators say Elijah Butler did not survive after being ejected from the car. It veered off the curvy roadway, burst into flames. Butler was pronounced dead at the scene. The crash closed Highway 74 for several hours. The fire caused by the crash was contained, and the highway again was closed for hours over the weekend. Stagecoach, the last of those 3 festivals taking over our valley, wrapped up last night at the Empire Polo Grounds in Indio. Some of the highlights included a surprise appearance by Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses. He joined Carrie Underwood for 2 duets on Saturday night, and then another surprise was actor Ashton Kutcher as he joined Thomas Rhett for a duet on Friday night. Tributes to the late Naomi Judd were also part of this weekend's concert after her death was announced on Friday due to suicide. This weekend also marked the return of the White Party in Palm Springs, and we spoke with many festival goers who said they had a great time.
Obviously with the gay boys, lots of energy, and it's Palm Springs, so lots of sun. So coming from Ohio to here, obviously lots of energy and lots of sunshine and beautiful boys.
It's been an amazing weekend. The performances last night were incredible. People were so happy. The energy was so amazing, but today is our biggest day.
It's exciting to have this event back after being 3 years off the pandemic. We survived it. People out here having an amazing time, having fun. Yeah, the energy's been wild out here.
We have a Ferris wheel. We have fireworks tonight, and it's a tribute to Jeffrey Sanker, the founder of White Party, which will be an incredible ending to the show, and everyone will surely remember today's experience.
Cool.
The party ended last night with a performance by none other than Paula Abdul at the Palm Springs Convention Center.
Coronavirus coverage brought to you by East Valley COVID testing site, serving residents of eastern Coachella Valley.
COVID-19 cases on the rise following Coachella Fest. Daily cases rose 76% in Riverside County after thousands gathered in Indio for the festival. The events were held outside, but organizers did not require visitors to wear masks, present proof of vaccination, or a recent negative COVID test. Daily cases in Riverside County were 102 on April 14th, the day before the festival, and then they jumped to 180 cases 4 days after the festival. Most of the cases were detected to be the BA2 Omicron subvariant. Experts say there are likely a lot more cases because of those at-home tests that aren't being recorded. 5 past the hour right now, taking a live look from our Agua Caliente casino cam. And it looks really nice out there, Jerry, but you said we're heating up, huh?
Yeah, over the next several days, we'll see us inching up and eventually surpassing 100 degrees. And we had this trivia. We do this every new month, or reflecting on the month that just passed and looking at the number of temperatures that were above normal for this time of year and the number below normal for this time of year. Well, we had 19 that were above. I'm sorry, 17 that were above.
I was waiting to be quizzed.
Yeah, well, you were quizzed this morning, so you know the answer,
I got it wrong
right?
This morning. I said 15,
yeah,
but
19.
I wanted to be able to get it right and say 19.
Yeah, okay.
To show you I was listening.
Okay, yeah, 19 above the Reds and 7 below, and 4 were at average. You can see the black numbers there. But yeah, it was a warmer than normal month of April, and it looks as though that trend will continue into the new month of May. Okay, let's move on here. Winds, which were an issue yesterday, have backed off. They picked up a little bit, like Palm Springs, gust up to 13, 14 Whitewater, 15 at Cabazon, and that will continue. Getting close to sunset, that onshore flow will get a little gusty in Southern California. It looks like all the winds will stay below advisory strength, so no advisories have been posted for Southern California. As far as temps, right now, 82 degrees, winds 13 miles an hour at the airport, and 24% relative humidity. Another somewhat dry day. 61 degrees at Big Bear, 74. Yucca Valley, 79 degrees and sunshine at 29 Palms. 82 warm ones at Desert Hot Springs, 85 Palm Desert. Indio, 81 at the city of Coachella, just 60 at Banning at this hour. Nothing on radar or satellite. Lots of sunshine over the Coachella Valley, much of the southwest right now. We will have an onshore flow that will begin to pick up a little bit thanks to a disturbance to the north of us, and that's where we get the winds from. Temperatures like yesterday, lots of middle 90s under, a lot of sunshine today. Comfort Air 3-day forecast, 93 tomorrow, and sunshine. The winds will switch out of the northeast and a little bit gusty in the high desert the first half of tomorrow. And then the winds back off a little bit more. Wednesday, 99 degrees. You see where we're going? Yeah, triple digits after that. Full forecast, all the numbers just minutes away. Val.
Thank you, Jerry. An innocent bystander has been shot and killed at a Cinco de Mayo Carnival celebration in Anaheim. Authorities say the bystander was killed when a teenage boy shot a gun during a fight. Police say the fight broke out among a group of juveniles shortly after 10 p.m. last night. The innocent bystander had nothing to do with the fight at all. Police detained several juveniles, including the shooter. It was the 50th anniversary of the city's Cinco de Mayo Carnival. The U.S. Supreme Court unanimously ruled Boston violated the First Amendment rights of a group that wanted to raise a Christian flag outside of City Hall. Now, it would have been part of a program celebrating Boston's Greater Community Church, but the city denied their request. Now, the court said many other groups were allowed to raise their flags in celebration of Boston, so the city could not discriminate against this particular Christian group. The manhunt continues for a missing Alabama corrections officer and an inmate. Officer Vicky White went missing Friday when she left the Lauderdale County Detention Center with murder suspect Casey White. Now, the two are not related, although their last names are White. Sheriff Rick Singleton just announced that a warrant has been issued for the corrections officer, who authorities now believe assisted in that escape.
We have had a warrant issued for Director Vicky White. The charges are permitting or facilitating an escape in the first degree. That's Alabama Code 13A 2034. So there is an active warrant out for Ms. White.
According to the U.S. Marshals Service, Casey White was serving 75 years for a series of crimes in 2015. He also faces 2 counts of capital murder for the stabbing death of a 58-year-old. Vicky White also submitted her retirement papers last week. The Marshals Service is offering a reward of up to $10,000 for information that finds the 2 of them. American women's soccer star Hope Solo is in the news. We'll tell you why after the break. You're watching NBC Palm Springs News First. We just want to give you a quick look outside before we head to break. This is our Walter Clark Highway 111 camera. Stay with us.
And my car is dented. Go on, goes off at 20.
We are learning more at this hour about House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's surprise visit to Ukraine. The trip comes as Russia ramps up its attacks, even targeting an area housing arms and ammunition sent by the United States. NBC's Bree Jackson is in Washington with the latest.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and a U.S. delegation walking in the streets of Kyiv with President Zelensky. Their visit under wraps for security reasons.
We believe that we are visiting you to say thank you for your fight for freedom.
Zelensky expressing gratitude for the support.
Thank you very much for this support. It's very important, and I think you have to know that we'll win.
Attacks against Ukraine are intensifying. The Russian Defense Ministry says it struck 800 targets in 24 hours over the weekend, including a hangar with weapons supplied by the West.
We need all the assistance we can get in defensive weapons, in military support, in financial support, but also in humanitarian support.
President Biden wants Congress to approve an additional $33 billion for 5 months of aid for Ukraine. Republicans and Democrats signaling they'll back it.
Every day we don't send them more weapons is a day where more people will be killed, and a day where they could lose this war.
The Senate Majority Leader is also pushing to seize assets of Russian oligarchs and use the proceeds to help Ukrainians.
It's time for sanctioned Russian oligarchs to be held accountable for the ill-gotten wealth that they have received.
Situation in Ukraine, how to help them, what kind of support they need.
Speaker Pelosi meeting with Poland's president this morning, thanking him for supporting Ukraine through humanitarian efforts. Poland has the largest influx of Ukrainian refugees. In Washington, Bree Jackson for NBC News.
Now to some consumer news. This Monday, the U.S. jobs market is close to hitting a major milestone in the COVID-19 economic recovery. According to the Fitch ratings, the labor force has nearly regained all the positions lost during the pandemic. Now, the U.S. economy gained 431,000 jobs in March. 13 states, including Arizona, Florida, Georgia, have already filled the employment opportunities lost since the start of COVID. Still, there is one major caveat. Economists say the job market is still down due to a loss of positions that would have developed had the pandemic not shut it down.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
U.S. soccer star Hope Solo has a new goal, and that's conquering alcoholism. The 40-year-old announced on social media Friday that she is voluntarily entering rehab. Solo, a two-time Olympic gold medalist, was arrested in March for allegedly driving while impaired. Her 2 children were in the vehicle at the time. In the post, Solo said she is focused on, quote, health, healing, and taking care of my family, end quote. Solo was set to be inducted into the National Soccer Hall of Fame later this month. She has asked the organization to please postpone that until next year. We'll be right back. All right, Jerry, since you always quiz me, it's your turn.
Yeah.
How many hours of sleep should we be getting?
Should we be getting?
Yes.
I would say 7.
All right, well,
At least.
here's the answer. It depends on your age, okay? Middle-aged and older population, you are right. That should be 7 hours a night. That's according to a study published in the scientific journal Nature Aging. Researchers say those who get that amount of shut-eye are likely to have stronger memories and a better ability to learn new things. The data also shows older adults who have trouble falling asleep can be at risk of having a greater chance of getting dementia. Now, the findings are based on information from people ages 38 to 73. Kids, on the other hand, should be getting at least 9 to 12 hours of sleep.
Really?
Yes.
Half a day?
Yes, their bodies are growing. They need that sleep.
Wow. Okay.
Whereas we're just,
yeah,
we're
12?
there. We don't need that
Maybe
much
12
sleep.
is a little much.
No,
huh?
12 hours. Babies
think
sleep
so?
12 hours, yes.
Babies.
Yeah, babies.
Small baby. Okay, I get that.
But 7 hours to me still seems short. I want my 8-9 hours.
Yeah, I do too, but I never get it.
You could sleep that long though, right?
I should get 7, but I don't get 7.
I know a lot of adults who can't sleep more than 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm one of them. I just tend not to get to bed when I should. And I still get up on time, but it's it's hard for me.
Either way, get that 7 hours
I
if
will
you can.
try,
Take a
yes.
nap,
Okay.
something.
All right. Don't snooze over the next 3 minutes here because I got some important weather information for you. Stay awake. 93 as we look outside. Agua Caliente Casino Camp. 93 degrees was the high yesterday, so kind of normal, slightly above average. 91 is a normal now beginning today. But we had winds yesterday. You probably noticed the winds rustling through Southern California and the Coachella Valley. I had some peak wind gusts that were kind of impressive. Whitewater, 61-mile-an-hour gust yesterday, 51 at Desert Hot Springs, Cabazon, North Palm Springs, upper 40-mile-an-hour winds. Not done with the winds. We're still in that windy period of time for the Coachella Valley. So later today, the winds will pick up out of the west again. So just before sunset into the evening hours, onshore winds will get gusty. No wind advisories have been posted. Won't be that strong, but still, it'll be bothersome for some. As far as radar and satellite, quiet over Southern California. Plenty of sunshine today. Kind of a dry weather pattern, although it's onshore winds that will get gusty late today thanks to disturbance to the north. The disturbance will stay to the north. Not going to bring any rain for Southern California. And then it slides its way to the east. And temps still above average by a few degrees. Should be closer to 90, but instead lots of middle 90s for the valley today. Overnight lows comfortably in the 60s tonight, and then back up to the middle 90s again tomorrow. But we get a wind shift. Overnight, that onshore flow will turn more northeasterly, and that will dry us out even more. But some of those winds will be gusty out of the north for the high desert. Again, the first half of tomorrow. But again, above average numbers, lots of middle 90s for tomorrow afternoon under clear skies. And then we see the numbers start to move up. That'll be midweek Wednesday, upper 90s, stopping shy of 100 degrees for many of us in the Coachella Valley. That changes as we get a bubble of high pressure. Although somewhat weak, it'll move those temperatures above 100 degrees. So 2 days of definite triple digits for the Coachella Valley. That'll be Thursday with temps ranging from 102 at Thousand Palms to 104 at Palm Desert, 90s up north and to our west, and then we'll be there again the day after that on Thursday. Sunshine galore over the next several afternoons. Could see some high clouds move in, but that won't happen until Friday, maybe a few mountain clouds as well. As far as dew points, they're going to be around 25 degrees today, and relative humidity in the middle of the afternoon still very dry, and even drier air after that wind shifts out of the north. That'll be Wednesday and Thursday, single-digit relative humidity for the valley. So yes to those evaporative coolers. Comfort Air 7-day forecast, middle 90s today and tomorrow. Winds, a little bit of an issue later today. Onshore winds turning more northerly Tuesday morning. Winds back off. Wednesday, breezy, 99, triple digits. Thursday and Friday, we're still on the roller coaster, folks. Back down to around 90 degrees by Sunday afternoon.
happy with your life? It's a question we all ask ourselves every now and again. Here to help us all on that pursuit to happiness is author, energy healer, and practitioner Mary Ann Rabat. Good morning to you, Mary.
Good morning, Valian. So nice to meet you.
Yes, so glad to have you. First and foremost, I know you have a story as to how you got into this line of work. Can you quickly share it with our viewers?
Yeah, when I was in my late 20s, I was married. I worked in corporate America. I was traveling around the world for my work, which I loved. And one day I was in the front of my yard raking leaves, and I was thinking to myself, why don't I feel happier? What is going on here that is making me feel really unhappy or empty or a little hollow inside? I have everything that the American dream says we want to have, and yet there's some way I'm feeling a little incomplete. And so that actually started me down the path of my spiritual journey.
Very interesting. So that begs the question, what did you find? And is that what you're teaching other people?
Yes, absolutely. So what I found was that I had a lot of intuition in some spiritual gifts like connection and understanding energy and flow that as a young child I had closed off because nobody understood. Like I never understood the game of hide and seek because I always knew where everyone was hiding. And I just assumed everyone else knew where everyone was hiding.
And I hear that you work with 4 levels of experience. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Over time, I realized that when we do fundamental change and transformation in our lives, we really need to work in 4 levels. One is the spiritual level. One is the energetics, which is the energy that exists between our human form and our spiritual form. And then our own emotional level, which is where all our beliefs live that tell us what we can and can't do, like what we believe about ourselves, our society, and our culture. And then in the physical body itself, too, because as we're growing up, we store energy in the physical body from our different experiences. And some of it really impacts us in a negative way. So we want to release that energy out of the body. When we work on these 4 levels, massive transformation can open up in your life.
If our viewers want to work with you or learn more, how can they contact you, Mary?
They can go to my website, marianne@mariannerabat.com, or just go to the website. It's mariannerabat.com. And we have all sorts of freebies. I have a podcast that goes into a lot more detail around how you work on the different levels and what kind of work can take place.
Mary Ann Rabat, thank you so much for sharing with us this morning.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
And we'll be right back. Welcome back. We just have a quick chance to do our 7-day forecast.
Sure, we can do that. Let's take a look at the numbers. A little bit above average today and tomorrow. The winds could be a little bit of an issue. They'll stay below advisory strength for Southern California, but yeah, west end of the valley, high desert, San Gorgonio Pass, definitely getting some gusty winds today, and then triple digits by Thursday.
All right, thanks, Jerry. We'll see you back here at 5.
Eagles.
Nice. No, I do that too. I'm like, no, we're going to squeeze one more thing in. Okay. After, let's change this real quick. He's really short, huh? Fat? Wow. Wait, what did he do? He was a weather guy too? Oh, that's right, because they were talking about how, you know, weather got so boring, and that's what they were saying. How did they get their own show? It's not good. Okay. All fixed. I'm Thalia Hayden. Coming up on NBC Palm Springs at 5, a Cathedral City man recovering after a shooting and attempted kidnapping at his home. We have all the details. Plus, we're keeping an eye on the roads for you as Stagecoach festival goers exit our valley. And we'll have a look at your full weather forecast. So join us, please, at 5 p.m. right here on NBC Palm Springs News First. Okay, moving right along. You got it. 6. Real short. I'm Thalia Hayden, making headlines at this hour. A Cathedral City man recovering after a shooting and attempted kidnapping at his home. We'll tell you more starting at 6 right here on NBC Palm Springs News First. Map.